An extra nutty pecan pie recipe for a perfect Thanksgiving finish. The Washington Post. This pecan pie, extra nutty and not too sweet, goes especially well with a tangy pumpkin mousse. Comment on this story. Brown butter enhances the nuttiness of this pecan pie, which is generously packed with pecans. More impressively, it's not too sweet. Toast your pecans for the best flavor. If Y plus 3040 chars. Zanab and Cole dish on that Love is Blind finale shocker. I should have not been so honest. USA Today. Zanab and Cole talk all about that scorching wedding speech in the Love is Blind Season 3 finale, and give us a status update on their relationship. Spoiler alert. The following post contains important details about the finale of Netflix's Love is Blind Season 3. It's a moment for the reality TV history books. After getting engaged, site UN plus 5278 chars. 100,000 civil servants vote for strike action, BBC. The Public and Commercial Services Union is calling for a 10% pay rise and no cuts to redundancy terms. Around 100,000 civil servants have voted to strike over pay and conditions. The Public and Commercial Services Union has announced the threshold for strike action was met in 126 areas. From Border plus 2228 chars. Thousands of turkeys affected after bird flu hits Pennsylvania's popular Jandal Farms, WPVI-TV. Authorities are setting up a control area and surveillance zone around the farm to hopefully prevent the flu from spreading. North Whitehall, TWP. Pennsylvania. WPVI. A popular Lehigh Valley turkey farm had to destroy thousands of turkeys after the bird flu disease was detected in a flock. David Jandal of Jandal Farms. Plus 1538 chars. Black hole announces itself to astronomers by violently ripping apart a star. Space.com. The black hole is located in a dwarf galaxy a million light-years away and ripped apart an unlucky star in a brutal tidal disruption event. A hitherto undiscovered black hole announced its presence to astronomers when it ripped apart and devoured a star that wandered too close to it. The intermediate mass black hole located in a dwarf G plus 5370 chars. World Cup 2022. England squad features Maddison, Rashford and Wilson. BBC. James Maddison, Marcus Rashford and Callum Wilson are included in England's 26-man FIFA World Cup squad for Qatar. Leicester midfielder James Maddison has been included in England's 26-man squad for the FIFA World Cup in Qatar. Manager Gareth Southgate has also picked Manchester United forward Marcus Rashford in plus 3607 chars. Apple will spend $450 million with Globalstar and others to enable emergency satellite texting. CNBC. Apple isn't taking an equity stake in the company, but it is committing to spend money for equipment and the service's operations. Apple said Thursday it will spend $450 million with U.S. companies to enable its new emergency satellite texting feature. The majority of that money will go to Globalstar. Apple said. A Louisiana bar. Plus 1763 chars. Peak inflation in Europe is almost within reach, European Central Bank member says, CNBC. Peak inflation is almost within reach in the Eurozone. An ECB Governing Council member told CNBC. Peak inflation is almost within reach in the Eurozone. A European Central Bank Governing Council member told CNBC Thursday. The Eurozone has been battling against surging inflation for about a while. Plus 2831 Chars. The Whale official trailer. 2022. Brendan Fraser, Sadie Sink, Hong Chow. IGN. Watch the trailer for upcoming movie, The Whale, starring Brendan Fraser, Sadie Sink, Hong Chow, Ty Simpkins, and Samantha Morton, based on the play by Samu Null. Nicole weakens to a tropical storm after striking Florida's east coast as the first U.S. hurricane in November in nearly 40 years, CNN. Nicole has weakened to a tropical storm after making landfall early Thursday as a Category 1 hurricane along the east coast of Florida, knocking out power to thousands, pushing buildings near collapse and flooding the coast as the first hurricane to hit the U. Editor's note. Affected by the storm, use CNN's light site for low bandwidth. Nicole has weakened to a tropical storm after making landfall early Thursday as a Category 1 hurricane along the east coast. Plus 4035 Chars. Evening people show enhanced fear acquisition, which may increase the risk to develop anxiety. Neuroscience News. The vulnerability of those with evening chronotypes to anxiety, PTSD, and related disorders may be mediated by altered fear acquisition. Summary. The vulnerability of those with evening chronotypes to anxiety, PTSD, and related disorders may be mediated by altered fear acquisition. Source. BL Foundation. Do you know what your chron? Plus 3876 Chars. Heat shield that could land humans on Mars is hitching a ride to space. CNN. When a polar satellite designed to improve weather forecasting launched early Thursday, an experimental heat shield tagged along. It could land humans on Mars. Sign up for CNN's Wonder Theory Science newsletter. Explore the universe with news on fascinating discoveries, scientific advancements and more. When a polar satellite designed to improve weather for plus 5125 Chars. USMNT squad confirmed for 2022 World Cup. NBC Sports. Greg Berhalter has chosen the 26 players to represent the USMNT at the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. The 2022 World Cup squads are close to being confirmed, and we are collating all of them as they are made official. More. World Cup 2022 schedule. Scores. Hub. From surprise call-ups to the agony. Plus 12100 Chars. Someone is live-streaming all of Pokémon Scarlet and Violet a week ahead of release. Kotaku. Pretty much secret the game had kept is now out in the wild. But we're not spoiling them. Sadly. It appears Nintendo is now just utterly helpless to leaks. So many first-party games from the last couple of years has found its way online, either being streamed or even ripped and playable on plus 2645 Chars. Futures. S&P 500 breaks key level. Inflation report due. Investors Business Daily. Stocks skidded on election results. Tesla, Bitcoin and more. Dow Jones Futures rose slightly Thursday, along with S&P. Page 500 futures and Nasdaq futures. After a tough day for the S&P. Page 500 and stock market rally. All eyes will turn to the October CPI in flat. Plus 11024 CHARS. Nick Nolte doesn't care about legacy. And talks Julia Roberts feud. Insider. I'll keep on going until I just can't go anymore, the three-time Oscar nominee told Insider about his love for acting. At 81, Nick Nolte is still searching for a story to tell. He may not look the same as he did when he was dubbed People's Sexiest Man Alive in 1992. And his familiar gravelly voice might sound gruff. Plus 10048 CHARS. USMNT squad confirmed for 2022 World Cup. NBC Sports. Greg Berhalter has chosen the 26 players to represent the USMNT at the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. The 2022 World Cup squads are close to being confirmed, and we are collating all of them as they are made official. More. World Cup 2022 schedule. Scores. Hub. From surprise call-ups to the agony. Plus 12100 CHARS. Highly processed foods can be considered addictive like tobacco products. Neuroscience News. Based on the criteria set for tobacco addiction, a new study reports that highly processed foods can be addictive. Summary. Based on the criteria set for tobacco addiction, a new study reports that highly processed foods can be addictive. Source. University of Michigan. Can highly processed foods be addictive? Plus 5860 CHARS. LeBron James can no longer carry this offense alone. J. Will. KJM. ESPN. The KJM crew reacts to LeBron James leaving the game versus Clippers in the fourth quarter due to leg soreness. #ESPN #NBA checkmark. Subscribe to ESPN Plus. http://espnplus.com. Null. Verified Bush and Tony Blair profiles work to make Musk's Twitter completely unusable. Yahoo News. I miss killing Iraqis, tweeted the fake George W. Bush account as a critique on Elon Musk's $8 a month verification process. Verified Twitter accounts with blue check marks that bore the profile names of former President George W. Bush and former British Prime Minister Tony Blair reminisced about the Iraq War on Wednesday. Plus 1316 CHARS. Elon Musk bans Twitter employees from working remotely. Engadget. Twitter employees can no longer work remotely. Elon Musk has banned Twitter employees from working remotely, saying they need to spend 40 hours a week in the office unless he gives his express permission. Otherwise, Bloomberg reported from the com. Plus 1149 CHARS. The Crown, Season 5 takes dramatic liberties. But here's where they lean into history. CNN. The Crown has been criticized by some for making fiction appear to be fact. Editor's note. This story contains some spoilers about Season 5 of The Crown. The Crown has been criticized by some for making fiction appear to be fact. Netflix's incredibly popular retelling of Th. Plus 3477 CHARS. Flu and colds are back with a vengeance. Why now? Nature.com. COVID-19 restrictions mean we are more susceptible these viruses. What's behind the current surge in the Northern Hemisphere and what will the new normal be? Flu is resurgent in the Northern Hemisphere, highlighting the benefits of vaccination. Credit Robert Anick, PIXSELL, Alamy. Restrictions to curb the spread of COVID-19 markedly blunted the spread of OTH. Plus 4620 CHARS. People with complete paralysis walk again after nerve stimulation breakthrough. Science alert. Using a mix of electrical stimulation and intense physical therapy, 9 people with chronic spinal injuries have had their ability to walk restored. Using a mix of electrical stimulation and intense physical therapy, 9 people with chronic spinal injuries have had their ability to walk restored. All suffered from severe or complete paralysis. A plus 3570 CHARS. Legendary basketball coach Tara van der Veer takes issue with how popular gymnast Olivia Dunne earns nil deals. Fox News. Stanford women's basketball coach Tara van der Veer took issue with how popular LSU gymnast Olivia Dunne was earning nil endorsement money. Legendary Stanford women's basketball coach Tara van der Veer took issue with how LSU gymnast Olivia Dunne was earning big bucks in name, image and likeness. Nil sponsorships. Dunne, a junior going in. Plus 2528 CHARS. Call of Duty. Modern Warfare 2 PS5 vs Xbox Series X vs PC vs PS4 Performance Review. IGN. Null.